How a single stone unlocked the secrets of an entire civilization. For centuries, scholars were puzzled by Egyptian hieroglyphs. They found these carvings on ancient ruins, tablets, and papyri. But one discovery would finally help reveal their meaning. In 1799, the French army invaded Egypt. Near the town of Rashid, also called Rosetta, an officer found a strange stone. It had 3 sections of text: Egyptian hieroglyphs, Demotic Egyptian, and Ancient Greek. The hieroglyphs were the oldest Egyptian script, dating back almost 5,000 years. Demotic Egyptian was a later version. Ancient Greek was widely used at the time. The texts seemed to be translations of each other. This meant the stone offered a unique key to understanding hieroglyphs. Soon after, English troops captured the stone. They brought it to the British Museum in 1802. It quickly became one of the museum's most famous artifacts. Many scholars, including Johann Ackerblade, Thomas Young, and Jean-François Champollion, began trying to decode it. They noticed a few important clues. The Greek section included royal names, while parts of the Demotic text had bracket-like marks. Some hieroglyphic sections were also encircled. Could these mark the same royal names? Ackerblade made some progress in 1802. He managed to decode certain royal names and basic words, like temples, and much, in Demotic. He thought that Demotic was alphabetic, where each symbol represented a sound, similar to English. But Thomas Young had a different view. He believed some Demotic signs were logograms, symbols that represented entire words. For example, he thought a sun disk with a line meant the sun or the sun god. Around 1814, he decoded some recurring words in Demotic, like Pharaoh and Egypt. Young also figured out that Demotic was a later form of hieroglyphs. Examining the hieroglyphic text, he even decoded the royal name, Ptolemy. But he still thought that most hieroglyphs represented ideas, not sounds. Champollion approached it differently. Using his knowledge of other languages, including Coptic Egyptian, he made a breakthrough. He realized that most hieroglyphs in circles, or cartouches, were phonetic. They represented sounds. The Egyptian vulture, for example, stood for A, while 3 fox skins represented MS. This allowed him to read Egyptian names like Ramses and Thutmose. He cross-referenced other hieroglyphic texts. Champollion found that many hieroglyphs, even outside cartouches, were phonetic. On September 14, 1822, he rushed to his brother's house with the news. Later, Champollion found that hieroglyphs were not just alphabetic or logographic. Some were classifiers, categorizing words by type, like occupations, plants, or abstract ideas. The first complete translation of the Rosetta Stone was published in the early 1850s. But what did it say? The inscription was from 196 BCE. It celebrated the first anniversary of 13-year-old Pharaoh Ptolemy V's coronation. The text described benefits for Egyptian priests. It also included laws about temple upkeep and religious rituals, like the burial of sacred animals. At the time, Egypt was a multicultural society. Ancient Greek was the language of Egypt's rulers, while Demotic Egyptian was the local language. The hieroglyphs used Middle Egyptian, an older language likely included for its authoritative tone. The decree was copied onto many stones and placed in temples. As new rulers came and went, temples were taken apart and rebuilt. Some scholars believe the Rosetta Stone was first placed in a temple in Sais. How it ended up 80 kilometers away is unclear. It may have been moved up the Nile during the 15th century. Deciphering hieroglyphs dispelled many myths about ancient Egypt. The pyramid chambers were once thought to be secret places for priestly initiation. But it was confirmed that pyramids were tombs, made for sacred preparations for the afterlife. With the Rosetta Stone, entire Egyptian texts could finally be translated. This revealed the complexity of ancient Egyptian religious writings. Scholars are still decoding new hieroglyphs today. They continue to untangle tricky grammar and wordplay. The Rosetta Stone illuminated one of the world's oldest written languages. And it remains far from its origins, an artifact still separated from its homeland. For more videos, please like and subscribe.